It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Tuesday morning.
Whoop, whoop. It is a nice morning, though. I mean, you're looking at me like there's something wrong, but it's not. It's a beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning.
I mean, you cut yourself shaving, and I know that
got a boo-boo.
upset you a little bit, but
I got a boo-boo.
It's still a good morning.
If only my dad taught me how to shave.
Not way up there, not by the eyes.
I know, right? I missed all of this and tried to get up here. I don't understand it.
We did talk about your really extensive damage done to your face there from the little camper.
My tiny camper.
Tiny camper.
Gotta say, tiny camper.
Tiny sounds better than little.
Yep.
Tiny sounds smaller.
Too bad I didn't send you the picture of it.
Yeah, we could have brought it up because it's actually really cute.
Let's see. I don't know, mate. Is the phone weird?
To me.
Is it weird for you to put it on the close camera of me?
Oh, let me see what I can do. I don't know if it's going to pick it up.
Yeah. They can kind of see it. I don't know if they can see it.
That is a mini camper, and he's put wood siding on the side of it. It's really cute. You took a boat trailer, it looks like.
Yeah.
Converted it over to a little mini camper.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really cool. I'm going to be anxious to... I want to see it when it's done. I'm anxious to see it.
I want
to
show
you. Put a lot of work into building your own camper. That's pretty neat.
It is. It's been a lot of fun. But it took us all day just to do one side. Because the first time you go to do it, figuring out the cuts and exactly how it's going to work, it takes some time. And, I mean, it was constant, nonstop. That and we put... the F26 glue in between each board. And then also we went ahead and nailed it because it's going to take forever to use screws. And so the nails are recessed, so we put the glue over the nail head too and then scraped it. So hopefully that glue will help it from backing out as you're driving down the road. But I'm going to take screws and just go. Yeah,
because it's going to take a lot of vibrations as you're traveling and stuff. So.
Yeah. But I'm going to take screws and just go around the edges of it, because with that glue on each one, and it's been beveled 45 and there's glue in between there, if a board was to come off, it would mean all of them were going to come off because it's going to be so stuck together. And but I thought I'll just take some screws to the areas where we put nails through and it wasn't hitting a stud up towards the front there, and I'll get, because the trim board's there, so where the board meets up to it, it doesn't hit a stud. Yeah,
because the stud's too close to the corner.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a screw there and then cover the screw up. Recessed screw, cover the screw up.
There you go.
And then that'll help it on the front side. The back side, I think probably the back side too. Front and back side where there's not a stud that's holding the nail.
It's looking sharp.
It is.
Though I think that's really, really cool. I'm impressed.
It's going to be fun.
I'm impressed. I didn't think you had it in you.
Nah, I don't. My brother's the one doing all the work. He just tells me what to do, and I do it. He's the carpenter. He works out at Basket, Yardcraft supervisor. I mean, he can build a boat by eyeball from scratch. And then I mean from scratch. Like there's nothing in front of him, and he starts to take wood and he makes the form to put the shell on, to make the shell. He's done that before from scratch, and mostly by eyeball, where people would be getting out measuring and all that stuff. He can look at it and just get it within like an eighth of an inch. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Everybody's got different gifts.
Mm-hmm. He's the artist of the family.
There's his gift. Mm-hmm. See, there you go.
Does real good.
So how was your weekend? I hadn't seen you since the weekend.
Well, Saturday worked. Lots of people came after they had the big car show at Ultimate.
Yes.
But I guess there's also Gasville in the park.
Yeah.
Right? And
there was a lot of stuff going on.
There was. Till about 11 noonish. We were at Greatest. We were just sitting there going, "Where is everybody?" And then we were like, "But we knew about the car show. That car show was huge. They really put on a good show there. Yeah,
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I drove by. When all the cars were there, and it was packed with all kinds.
That's cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, I had, and the reason why I drove by is I went to Cadillac Jack's, got us all chicken and dip and French fries for lunch, and I was like, dang, it would have been neat to have seen it. I like car show. So,
awesome.
But then afternoon, it's like everybody that went there, went to the Gasvilla Park, came to us because we were slammed until the end of the day.
Well, that's good, though.
Yep.
That's good for business.
Yep. Ended up selling 3.
Woohoo! And what
Hat
day?
trick day.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, my goodness. It's 7:05.
Oh, we've got a show to do.
Yeah.
We're
How
doing
was
a
your
show.
weekend, though?
Mine was good. Mine wasn't that bad. I worked on projects and boat trailer. Had to change some tires on and do some different things. So
Yeah.
just worked around projects.
That's good.
It was hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at least you didn't smack yourself in the face with something.
Yeah, that
It wasn't
looks
done
like it's
shaving.
Smart. No. looks like it's smart.
Yeah. I knew the thing was on the ladder, and I still moved the ladder anyway.
Still got a nice hat, by the way.
Thanks.
Just want to mention that. It's hard
Hey,
to get,
if we
it's hard
get
to
more
get
in,
those. It's hard to get
if we
those.
get more in, I'm telling you what, it's coming your way, brother.
All right, I'm going to expect that.
I've only got one Blue Compass shirt, but they say it's coming.
All right.
More shirts, more hats, more everything. Welcome to
Believe
the morning
it when
show.
I see it.
Okay. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. They have 29 in the state, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. We sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. They sponsor the morning prayer, so let's pause now for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, please watch out for everybody that's struggling right now, the ones that really could use your hand on their shoulder, really could use somebody to talk to, those that feel like they can't talk to anybody. And you know what I'm talking about. They could really use you, and please watch over them. Mental illness in this country is something that really needs a lot of help with. As usual, always watch over our children, our first responders, and our military, those that put themselves in harm's way for our freedom. This I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. Give them a call at 870-425-2161 and ask them about pre-need service. Always good to have a plan in place.
It is. It is. And that way your loved ones don't have to handle all the details while they're going through a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
They can roll a funeral home, make a tough situation a little bit easier.
Definitely. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. Let's pause now for Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team.
Oh, honey, we've had such a wonderful vacation here in the Ozarks. I really hate to go home.
I know. The lakes, the rivers, they've all been great for fishing. Oh, and the boating and the swimming.
And the people are so nice in the stores and restaurants.
Let's call an agent and see if we can make Mountain Home our new home.
Call the Z-Team, 870-405-0793. Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home.
870-405-0793. Hello, Z-Team?
Welcome back to the morning show, the Z-Team.
I'm not saying anything. We're going to roll on with that one.
Only you knew what I said before he came back.
There you go.
It's not fit for the airwaves.
No.
It wasn't that bad. The Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, professionals in their field, great customer service. They want, as Scooter said so many times, they want to see you in Walmart or at a store somewhere, and you point at them and go, "There's my realtor." You know what I mean? It's the ultimate compliment when you refer somebody to them. But not a lot of people go online to post how great they were treated. To leave a good review.
It's hard to get a good review.
It's hard to get a good review.
It's easy to get a negative.
Man, it don't take much. It don't take much, especially in this internet world of these things right here. Anyway, they do. They get a lot of people that go on there and talk about how satisfied they are with their service. They've got awards for it, and that's what you want. Somebody that's a consummate professional and is going to go above and beyond, and that's what Bob and Linda Zadora's Z-Team does. They go above and beyond.
There's everybody's got a unique situation when it comes to buying a house and this scenario on selling the house or whatever the case may be. It's always a domino effect. This person has to do this, and there's a lot of juggling that has to go on when that happens. And I can tell you that they have been there, done that.
All of it.
Are going to walk you through without any issues or anything. You're going to know what's going on, and they're going to make it really easy and comfortable for you.
Exactly right. Let's take a look at the White River, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team. Well, there's a lot of smoke.
There is a lot of smoke on the wall.
There we go. That's Cotter, Arkansas. Kinda. You can see it back there. The horseshoe bend of the White River.
Look at this shot right here.
That's cool.
I like it when it's
I do too.
When the fog's down low and you can see over the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's following the river going around the bend, that is really cool. You can find this beautiful view on retiredarkansas.net, where you got the still shot, and it's really cool during a lightning storm to go and watch this, even a snowstorm. And you can, it's 24/7. You can see this one. You can see the other one that moves around and zooms in and out in different areas. And beautiful, God's country. That's, if they didn't have that spot with that camera view, I'd miss it and not even know it.
This time of year where it makes really pretty shots, and as you get this fog that's coming through right now in the clouds, and the sun starts coming up when it starts cutting through, and it'll give you the Z clips, what we call the Z clips, and you get the orange colors and everything. It's really cool.
Look over there to the right as it's just starting to peak on the water.
You can start to see it coming up.
Absolutely.
I got another shot for you of the bridge.
There we go.
That looks cool.
That looks so cool. See, wouldn't that be cool as a screenshot and as your background on your computer?
I just saved mine.
Very cool.
Downloads. There we go.
I like that.
I just saved that screenshot.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, give Bob and Linda Zadora a call, 870-405-0793. They are senior real estate specialists, so if you're looking to downsize your home to something a little bit more manageable, they can help you with that. Maybe you're moving back with family, and we hate to see you go, but it happens sometimes, and you need to find something in the new area that you're moving to. Well, the birds are, you see that, how it goes? And look for something in a different area. They can help you find a realtor that's like-minded to help you, just like they would. And yeah, that's rare that you'd find that. You know, that some would just list your house, sell it for you, and say bye. But they'll help you out wherever you're moving to. They have a lot of information on their website about the Ozarks, so maybe you're just looking to visit, and sometimes a visit turns into moving here. We've had a lot of stories told to us that they came just to, you know, enjoy the White River or go to the lakes. A great place to live if you like the outdoors, fishing and hunting, and they end up liking it so much that they move here. So Bob and Linda Zadora will help them find the right home for the right time of their life here in our area. And maybe they don't have a realtor back home. They'll help them find a realtor. So give them a call.
They'll take care of you either direction you're going. If you're buying, selling, if you're moving out of state, whatever the case may be, they will line somebody up and make sure that you're taken care of.
That's exactly right. Let's take a look at the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team. In Mountain Home at 60, Harrison at 60, Batesville at 63, Yellville at 61, Marshall at 63, Salem at 53, Mountain View at 63, Calico Rock at 60, West Plains at 53, Springfield, Missouri at 61, Poplar Bluff at 57, and St. Louis at 52. Looks like St. Louis is the winner at 52 today for the low. National Weather Radar doesn't show a lot of activity across the U.S. besides up in Maine. Look at that, coming across the north. Yeah. A little bit in Reno, Nevada, some over Fresno, just off the coast, Los Angeles. Look down by New Orleans, you can see some off the Gulf there, and patches all over the southern part of New Orleans. Louisiana. We'll zoom into Arkansas and Missouri. It looks like they got a small patch up there in the upper northwest of Arkansas. Nothing major, though. I think we're in the clear for most of the day, but I could be wrong.
He's known for that.
I'm known for that. National Weather Service for the weather outlook. Let's see. I see these air quality alerts that's popped up. St. Louis, Kansas City. You can see they're concentrated in, you know, bigger city areas. Gosh, the whole southern part of Minnesota. But the air quality alerts, I went in to read it, and it's ozone layer It's ozone on the ground is what they say. When there's not a lot of wind and you got the gases and fumes and stuff, and they stay close to the ground, and it creates an ozone effect that's bad for the respiratory system, for breathing it in. And so that's the air quality alert.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day here.
That's right.
Just got to tune in.
7-day forecast. Today is sunny, high of 89. Tonight, clear, low of 59. Wednesday, sunny, high of 91. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, then slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, low of 64. Thursday, partly sunny, then chance of thunderstorms at 30%, high of 85. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 60. Friday, sunny, then slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, high of 87. Friday night, mostly clear, low of 63. Saturday, chance of thunderstorms at 40%, a high of 88.
You can expect that this time of year with it hot and humid like it is, those pop-ups. And that's why there's always a slight chance.
Yep. Tree pollen, today is moderate, tomorrow is none, Thursday is none. Grass pollen, today is high, tomorrow very high, Thursday very high. Ooh, we got a little ragweed in there. Today, low.
Yeah, it's starting to pop up.
Well, how about that?
That messes up a lot of people, so they're not happy to hear that.
No. Norfolk Lake water level is at 557.52. Level is 5.52 feet above full pool, generating 0. Bull Shoals Lake water level at 661.89. Level is 2.89 feet above full pool. They're generating 6. That is a look at your weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. And should we take a short break, or should we just roll into community news?
Let's go ahead and take a real quick.
Okay.
Real quick short break, and then we got some community news, and then we got a guest.
All right.
All right, be right back.
Be right back.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road, where your business is appreciated.
Going on now through June. Up to $500 off select mowers at Mower Warehouse, with no money down and payments as low as $89 per month.
Have you ever known?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This part of community news is sponsored by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. For all your outdoor, it's that time of year again, needs. They have sales, service, and parts. Give them a call.
About every brand out there.
That's
right. They can work on about anything. So if you're looking for a part, give them a call before having to wait or ordering from online or something.
Right. You can call them at 870-701-5222. Probably best just to go by there. You know, walk inside the store, see what they've got. 17 full bite drive here in Mountain Home, Arkansas.
And they got everything.
They really do. They got mowers that go up scaffolding.
Yeah, they've got them set up in the air. You cannot miss them.
No. You're going to notice them real quick. In community news, Northwest Arkansas Wellness Innovative Readiness Training. This looks like it's throughout July. The U.S. Department of Defense's partnership with the Delta Regional Authority presents Northwest Arkansas Wellness Initiative Readiness Training. This clinic will provide medical, dental, and optical care to residents ages 2 and up who are uninsured, underinsured, or need a quality patient care at no cost to the patient. No proof of insurance or identification is needed. It looks like the first one is July 11th through the 19th.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or the first one's July 11th, and it runs through the 19th. I can say that right. July 11th to the 15th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. July 16th, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. July 17th and 18th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And July 19th, 9 a.m. to noon. So that is really cool.
That is neat.
Oh, the Little Bomb Squad Spaghetti Dining for a Cause, Thursday, June 15th at 5:30. Join us for dinner, robot reveal, basket bingo, silent auction. Dinner tickets may be purchased by scanning the QR code on here or contacting Brittany at 870-676-8241. You can also visit the website, and it's pretty long, so there's a website.
I heard they just had their putt-putt golf tournament for the fundraiser, and I hadn't heard how that turned out. I'm anxious to hear that.
Dinner ticket is $15, bingo ticket $1. And this will be at the Shed, 1600 South College Street, Mountain Home. That's pretty cool.
It's the same thing, pretty much.
What's that?
The second sheet.
Oh, it is. Already. And I think we still got, this is later on in the year, the Kick Cancer in the Bass, looking for sponsorship. The Pites Cancer Support House, Baxter Health, will hold a benefit fishing tournament on November 4th. And so they're looking for sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor, well,
I think we've got an updated sheet on that. We'll get you guys some more information.
Oh,
that just came out on it.
Do you think maybe this here? Please add to the calendar events. Entrance fee $250 for a 2-person team.
Yep.
So you can go to baxterhealth.org/kick cancer in the bass for more information and to register. Very cool. So lots of time for that, but it's only until June 10th for sponsorship deadlines.
Yes.
So we're on the 6th. So a few more days if you want to be a sponsor and have a banner
get off
out
your
there
butt,
and
get it done.
Get it done. Okay. That's a look at your community news brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. I am going way over today. Sorry about that.
You always do.
Always go over.
You apologize every day. You always go over.
Always
we
go
expect
over.
it.
All right. We're going to take a break and come back with David Stults, the OEM for Baxter County, Office of Emergency Management. Yes.
Be right back.
All right.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest is David Stults. He's the OEM director for Baxter County. Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
No complaints.
That's good. Nobody's listening.
Right.
They always say.
You may want to explain what OEM people are going to be out there saying. What in the world?
I was getting to that.
Okay, well, you just jumped right over.
I tell you what.
I'll go sit in my corner and hit my button.
Office of Emergency Management, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is the first time we've met, and as you know on the show, when I meet somebody for the first time, I just like to ask, how you got into the career, family, how long you've been in the area. Just tell us about yourself.
So I've been here since '99. I moved here when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Lived over in McClure, Glenbrier, if you know that area, for a good chunk of my time, and then moved out to Gassville, and now I'm back in Sweet Mountain Home. So, then my family decided to move over to Tennessee. So they decided, well, we'll live here for a little while, and then once you're of age, we'll get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So, but then as far as the OEM office, I started as a dispatcher in 2015, which was extremely awesome. Awesome job, best job you can have. Got to be careful, kind of what you say and what you do, because they can get you in a lot of trouble real quick.
Sure.
But it's definitely, if you're into helping people, and serving the community, there's no better way than doing it, in my opinion, than emergency services, and 911 is part of that. And then I had the opportunity to work with, I don't know if anyone knew Jim Shershula, but he was our old OEM director. He's did it for 16 years.
Yeah.
And so he saw something in me in 18, moved me into the deputy spot right below him, and then got the opportunity from Mickey Pendergrass and right in the middle of COVID year. Everyone that forgetful, don't worry about it, don't even want to remember it kind of year. Right in the middle of that, he gave me the opportunity to move up into my current spot, and so here we are today. Made it through COVID all right, and handled some bigger incidences after that, and here we are.
I know, right? Yes, let's forget all about COVID. That's something, though, that it was right in the middle of it. Then you're
No better way to learn than getting thrown right into the fire. And, I think I memorized. Went a couple weeks ago with Judge Liddy to a safety conference down in Little Rock, and I like to take 5, and he likes to take Highway 14. I don't usually like 14. It's one of the most dangerous highways in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah.
And so I think I know 5 like the back of my hand. I mean, I think I drove that thing 12 times, in a 2-month span in 2020 for COVID, getting PPE and all that sort of stuff for hospital and first responders and things like that. So definitely, don't even want to. I don't even want to talk about COVID. Oh, man.
All right, let's move on. What's a typical day for an OEM director?
Well, really, it just depends really on the day. What we're going to find ourselves in. It could be quiet as a mouse, and we usually don't use that term at 911. That's the forbidden word, quiet. So otherwise the phones start lighting up and everything. But it could be quiet as a mouse 1 second, and then all breaks loose the next. I don't know if you remember the Tracy Marina fire.
Yes.
Happened July 4th last year. That was just out of the blue. Everyone's gone on their boats, and it's 7, 8 o'clock at night that happened, and everyone's watching the fireworks and everything like that, and then we got 27 boats sinking and on fire floating around the lake and stuff, and 8 different fire departments out there responding to it, and law enforcement agencies, Game and Fish, Corps of Engineers. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it really just depends. We can deal with anything from a small little legal burn to a big hazmat situation. We're in charge of all of our repeater towers for all of our emergency communications and stuff like that around the county. And so, heaven forbid something goes wrong with one of them, and we got to, something major goes wrong, and we got to go out to it and get it fixed, and call someone in to get it fixed. And but it really just depends on the day, how off the wall things want to get.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're talking about the repeaters. When I was looking into last night that you were coming, what's enhanced 911 in Baxter County? What does that term mean?
So they call it like next gen 911, but no one really knows what next gen 911 is. There's not really a definition for it. But it's just it's more or less kind of a standards that the state's put together to kind of work towards. They're wanting back a couple years ago there was I think it was like 136 PSAPs out the state of Arkansas. Arkansas, and they wanted to shrink that number down to 75. Well, I believe they got it down to 81, and pretty much that's it's due to the lack of revenue in it. You do get charged a service for a 911 fee. If you ever look at your phone bill, you'll get charged that, whether it's a cell phone or landline.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
And that money goes directly to the counties to run their 911 center. That pays for everything from upgrades to personnel to whatever we're needing for the 911 center to better serve the community.
Right.
But pretty much it's just a set standard of what to work towards, as far as being able to, if you call 911, the moment you call 911 and our dispatchers answer that phone, we're able to locate you, ping you on by your cell phone as you're going down the street. Every couple of seconds it'll ping you as you're moving. Let's say you're going on 62. It'll ping you as you're going. Or if you're at Walmart parking lot in row 3 and you're getting a little fender bender, us able to ping exactly where you're at. And be able to get to you in a moment's notice. Now it gets tricky on the lakes and rivers and stuff, but especially with cell phone coverage and things like that. But that's pretty much in a nutshell what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Baxter County, we are a rural area, and so the 911 coverage is not the entire county, I was reading. The very southern part of the county and Big Flat, because of the distance, they're taken care of by Searcy County.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, it really just depends on where you're at. We are in a very unique area to where, not only terrain plays a factor in the lakes and the rivers with the cell phone signals and everything like that, but let's say like the White River Bridge over by Cotter. Well, if you're maybe at the overlook there, just across the bridge there on the left, if you're at that overlook, sometimes you'll hit our tower and you'll get our dispatch. Sometimes you'll hit Marion County. Or over, let's say, Oakland Promised Land area. They're partially in Baxter, they're partially in Marion. So there's a certain spot to where we know, like, hey, law enforcement will go up to this point and our fire will cover the whole thing. Or places like Big Flat, same thing, to where Big Flat is a city that sits in Baxter County. It is considered one of our cities, but we don't dispatch for them. We'll go down to 14 there, and as far as paging out first responders, law and fire, and EMS and things like that. But we are in a unique situation where it just depends on where you're at. If you're just in the right spot, you could get Ozark, Missouri, you could get Fulton, Searcy, So it is tricky, definitely is tricky.
And that's what I was reading, that telephone exchange.
Yep.
Is that you get into that area and then you end up at parts of Baxter County will cover Marion and Fulton County due to the phone exchange.
Yep. And we're actually, and see, our 911 system here, we're on what we call a Solacom. So what it does is we're partnered with Fulton County and we're partnered with Independence County. So let's say our 911 center, let's say a tornado comes through and knocks our 911 center out, or to one of those other counties. We're able to pick up their traffic as well, so it'll reroute to Fulton or Independence, or
that's good.
We even have a what we call the mobile communications unit. I don't know if y'all saw it driving around, in the parades and stuff like that, but pretty much it's an old big UPS truck.
Yeah.
And what we're able to do with that, we have a bug out kit in there to where we can take our 911 center and put it on wheels and put it wherever we want. I can go to your driveway, I can go to McDonald's drive-through, wherever I want, and I can answer 911 calls straight from there.
That's very good. So, it's good to have
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, we'll be at the Red, White, and Blue Festival and the fair and everything, so definitely come by and see us.
Yeah, that would be great. Very good. Well, the 911 dispatch I'd read, and it might even be higher now, gets 700 to 800 calls per month.
Yeah,
on average.
And it's gone up. Man, when I started,
I thought it probably has.
When I started in 2015, we were about 28 to 30,000 a year range, and then of course, believe it or not, in that COVID year, going back to that, it was actually pretty quiet. There wasn't, because everyone was locked down pretty much. No one was going out and about, and people were forbidden to see people and things like that.
Probably the most quiet time you've had in your whole career.
But now we're, last year I think it was about 38,000, somewhere in that range as far as, on a yearly basis. But it's gone up anywhere since 2015 from 2,500 to 5,000.
Yeah.
Really, it just depends because, the situation. If it's a car accident in the middle of town, we can get, everyone wants to be the first caller, right? So we'll get 20 calls to 30 calls on a car accident.
Right.
You know, same thing with structure fire. You know, you're in a heavily populated neighborhood. You know, your neighbor wants to be the first one to call, and you got 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it just depends on the call. But yeah, it goes up. It goes up, and it's going to continue to go up. So
it's almost 7:35. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from David Stults, the Office of Emergency Management Director for Baxter County.
Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV, visiting with David Stults, the OEM Director for Baxter County, Office of Emergency Management. Just because he gave me.
Hey, some people, they probably understand it now.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, let me put it on the screen, though.
Yeah, that's probably good.
There you go.
So we were talking about having 700 or 800 calls per month and that being up. You have how many dispatchers at 911?
So we have 10 at 911. That's 10 full-time employees.
Yeah.
And then we do have some part-timers. We have 2 part-timers right now. And then we also have the luxury of having Mountain Home Police Department's dispatch right there with us.
Okay.
So at any time, like right now, there's 2 of our folks sitting in there, and then there's 1 PD dispatcher sitting there. And the big difference between them is ours has 32 responsibilities, where Mountain Home PD has 1.
Right.
Which everything's set up the same, so they can all do the same thing. Everyone can page out fire, talk to law, etc. But when you're talking about having to multitask, there's 6 screens in front of you, there's 2 phones. There's, and like I said, 32 different things, 32 different responsibilities, so all at one time.
No, thank you.
It can be tricky, but it is fun. It is fun.
So what kind of training and certification do they have to go through to sit in that chair?
So there's a plethora of stuff they have to go through. They have to get training on our CAD system, which is Southern Software. They have to get training on our 911 system. And some of this is done in-house. There is some things that they have to go out and get like telecommunicator certified. And that's another term you may hear. It's either dispatchers or telecommunicators. It's one and the same.
Yeah.
But they have to go out, they'll go to Little Rock, they'll go to Boone County, they'll go to, I've been as Marion, Texarkana, all over the place for training. And then they have to go and they have to get ACIC certified, which is, it stands for Arkansas Crime Information Center. So that's pretty much how we run people's background, license plates, things like that. Find out, if you got warrants out for your arrests and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of training they have to go through, and then on top of that, in-house, when we first hire you, it's a 90-day training process. So and we go top to bottom from just looking at it, and we call it over here we call it dispatching for dummies. So we bring you into we bring you in, we put it on a whiteboard and kind of break it down for you, really simple and everything, and then from there you move into the actual dispatch center, and it's right there in front of you, and it's all guns to the wall. So here we go.
Yeah. I can see having to learn 6 screens and all the systems, but I think some of the most important things on what do you say when you answer that call.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff that, if you watch a lot of cop shows and things like that on television, a lot of those you'll see 911, what is your emergency? And it's not, we don't say what. If you ever call 911 here, it's where. 911, where's your emergency? And it's that way because we don't, and this might be bad choice of words, but we don't necessarily care what the emergency is if we don't know where the emergency is at, because it does us no good to know what it is if we don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
Because everyone's emergency is different. Emergency to you might be a stubbed toe. And that may not be emergency to me, but we got to get there quick, fast, in a hurry, and we got to know where you're at.
Right.
So those shows can be a little deceiving, but for the most part, they're fairly accurate.
Sure. When you're talking about where, so they have to have clear numbers out by the road, either on their mailbox so they know where they're at.
Yep.
So they can quickly identify the address. But what happens when you're in a rural area and there's no identifiers and it's a 2-mile road, and so how do they find it quickly with?
So it really, the way we do it here is, our dispatch obviously have a map right there in front of you, and we're able to, just let's say, I live on Buzzard Roost, let's say a call comes in, I call in, and it's going to ping right to my address, and it'll tell you what we call ESN. So that's pretty much, it tells us what law enforcement agency it's in, what fire, what EMS. So it tells us who to page out automatically. And then when they're going there, if your address or your home isn't properly identified, whether it's on your mailbox or on your shop or on your house, to where it's visible and can be seen in the dark, daylight, doesn't matter. Some of the departments have, iPads and stuff like Mountain Home FD. They have iPads. They have an app called Active 911 that they're able to. It's able to show them on a screen like, hey, this is where I need to go. It gives them directions, everything. Same as the hospital, where they have iPads in their crews, their ambulance crews, to where they're able to GPS that. So it's kind of a backup. And then what we have for our rural area departments is it's through our Southern Software. It's through our CAD system, to where when we put their station on a call, it'll send a text message to their alert to their phone. It'll be an alert to their phone, to where it'll pop up an address. It'll actually pop up, it'll highlight it, underline it, and they can click it, and it'll pop up a map, give them directions right through it and everything. And then outside of that, the backup to that is every station way back in the day when they used to do fire roads. I don't know if you guys remember those or not, but they used to have one person sit in the station and go, oh, it's at Fire Road 2 up in section A, and somebody would know exactly where 1 and A is, or 2 and A is. Now they do to where it's pretty much like a book. and it's got all the maps of their entire districts in it, and they know exactly where it's at, you know, and a lot of those areas, you know, in our rural areas, you know, like Oakland, for example, you know, I think everyone up in Oakland probably knows who Ron Everode is the fire chief of Oakland. So they're gonna, you know, he for the most part and his people know exactly where, you know, Jim Bob's, you know, house is gonna be.
Yeah, and if somebody builds a new house, that's they go out to it and automatically enter that in.
I remember a long time ago when they were readdressing, giving addresses out, and they called them 911 addresses, and it went off by like mile tenths, markers and stuff like that. And that's how your address was redone. And I remember before that, it'd be hard to find some of them places.
So they would go by distance, like they start on a rural road. They'll go by the distance.
If you look at your house number, that's tenths of a mile down that road to your house number. And it used to not be that way. And there was a lot of these rural roads that, I mean, it was almost random on how they picked things. And, you know, I had a place in Calico, a little cabin in Calico. It was an HC61 box 20. I mean, nobody knew where my house was. I mean, it gave nothing. And now we actually have a street name, and then and if you look as you're driving down the roads, those are mile tenths is how they're addressing, and it made it a lot easier for 911 to be able to access and find a house and track it down as far as that goes, and because they'll know exactly how many tenths of a mile down.
How about that?
And private drives, you know, or private roads make it even harder now, you know, because not all of them are marked, you know, and of course we have majority of them in our system because, you know, there's 2 ladies that are in that addressing and mapping office that go out and actually do that, and not all of them are in there, so depends on, you know, who's calling. If they're on a private road, it's a little trickier to find them, you know. And then also to kind of help out ambulances crews that, you know, maybe you're in a bad spot with reception and it's not GPS and where you're needing to go. Fire department knows where it's at, so we can communicate over the radio, you know, and then they'll mark the driveway. You know, if, you know, they'll sit outside with a rescue unit and ambulance, you know, goes right in. So we got a couple different ways to be able to find you. We're going to get to you one way or another.
Because you can't just Google Maps this stuff. It's not.
That was it's funny about
it pings it here and it's quarter mile down the road.
There was I think it was Mountain Home FD when they first got that Active 911. It had a glitch. They were kind of, you know, working out some of the glitches with it, and I believe it was a call for Walmart Drive, and it populated in a totally different county in Arkansas. And so they were gonna like, what? They looked in there like, what the heck, you know? Why is it populating even in Mountain Home, you know? And and it was just a basic address, Walmart Drive. Everyone knows where that's at. You know, you can't miss it. I think the big gray and blue building gives it away, but it populated way in a totally different county, and it was gonna send them way over there for whatever reason.
But they knew better.
All
right, it's 7:47. We'll take our last break. And we'll come back with more from David Stults.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road, where your business is appreciated.
Going on now through June, up to $500 off select mowers at Mower Warehouse, with no money down and payments as low as $89 per month.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV, visiting with David Stults of the Office of Emergency Management. He's the director for Baxter County. Earlier, when I was talking about community news, the Northwest Arkansas Wellness Training, you're a part of that. So I was like, hey, what better person to elaborate on that?
Yes, so the military has actually been coming up last several months, and we call it our IRT team, and it's actually at the bottom of the flyer. You'll be seeing these all around the county here in the next couple of days. But they've been meeting at our training center at ASU, right here in Mountain Home, to kind of put this together. We did one back in 2017 for those that went to it at the high school, at the junior, or not at the high school, the junior high, right there in the gymnasium and everything like that, and gave out the same services, the medical exams, the dental, the eye care, and things like that. And it was, I think we served over, I think it was 4,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And that wasn't just from our county. I mean, they were coming from Bakersfield, they were coming from, Fulton, Marion, so all around us. And it's really cool to see. If you've never seen the military actually, operate, and these other organizations, emergency services and stuff really come together and work a function like this, it is really cool to see. Even if you're just going to just check it out, there's more than just these the medical exams and things like that. We actually fill up in 2017 we filled up the gymnasium with all sorts of different Baxter Health and fire personnel and law enforcement and all sorts of different Salvation Army and all sorts of different groups that just some services out there that are free that people maybe not know about, and really make it more than just, hey, come in here and get your medical exam, get some free glasses and things like that and go on your way. Really kind of educate you and help out the public and things like that. See if you're interested in some services that are completely free. This one will be awesome. I wish at first the plan was to have this in Mountain Home as well again, but unfortunately they just weren't able to get the personnel, meaning the military. They weren't able to get the personnel to come over and have two sites, and we were actually going to do a spay and neuter for animals as well over in Yellowville, which would have been really cool because we didn't get to do that in 17. But that's kind of hanging out there still. I don't think we'll be able to do it, but if it changes, we'll definitely get another flyer going out. But it is a huge benefit there. I know you went over the dates earlier, July 11th to the 15th, and it'll actually go through the 19th, and all the times and everything are on this flyer and stuff. And like I said, we'll be able to see them out and about in courthouse, and all the county buildings will have one, and we'll try to get them out to some hotels and other businesses and things like that too. But it is really cool working with the military, Air Force, Army, Navy. They come out and they do stuff like this all the time, and I mean, like I said, they're the best. I mean, if you've never seen them work, they do some incredible stuff. And they come out. They actually did an exercise at our training center back in I think it was 18, and we actually forgot they were coming, and so all of a sudden we get that day. Then they showed up in RVs and these huge Hummers with trailers attached to them and popping out four-wheelers and walking out like something you'd see in Men in Black or something like that. Like, what is that? Walking around all sorts of gadgets and stuff. It was really cool to see them do even an exercise. So this is really cool. It's all free. There's no cost. You just come out, walk in. They get your information from you, name, date of birth, simple stuff like that, and then they, you know, if you need a new pair of glasses, need some dental work, they're doing physicals and stuff for kids, for sports and stuff as that's coming into season. So absolutely free. So come out, Yellville Summit High School. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to work with Marion County, even though it's not here in Baxter. You know, I'm sure Baxter folks will go over and see it and partake in it. So we're gonna be helping out their OEM office over there as well.
Definitely. You'll probably have more than 4,000.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I haven't seen them work. I haven't. You know, we have the Armory over on the other side of town, and you see them have their gatherings. I guess 1 week in a month. The parking lot's full, and they're doing whatever they're doing. And but that's excellent that they do that. Very good.
There was and in these meetings, you know, in all the meetings, there's probably about 30, 40 people in there, you know, all in military BDUs and stuff like that, and they're working together, putting together a plan. I don't think that's a big part of what we do is, you know, planning and preparing for disasters and things
being
like
ready,
that. And man, theirs is a whole nother level. I'm telling you that, it's a whole nother level. So we're actually looking at doing an exercise in July. It'll actually be actually right around this date too, to where they're going to come out and we're going to do like a mass casualty exercise. You know, active shooter type deal. To where we'll get all sorts of first responders coming in and see if we can get air evac out there with a helicopter and stuff like that, and see if we can get some volunteers from the schools and things like that to come out and be the victims and stuff like that. And it's gonna be pretty cool. So getting to work with the military, like I said, if you've never seen them, they're pretty cool. And I wasn't too involved with them. You know, I had a bunch of family members in the military and stuff like that. But I was gonna go in the military when I was younger. I decided not to, but. It's definitely really cool.
Very nice.
Cool to get to work with them. So.
Very nice. Well, good deal. So July 11th through 19th, if you're looking for eyes, I wear these spectacles now. Started this year. But yeah, dental exams, extraction, and filling, so that's good. I've been going to the dentist myself. Gosh, if I'd have known this was all free.
They can do extractions.
They can do
I don't know the extent of what medications you'll get and things like that, but I don't know if they're just going to pull it straight out or not. But,
oh, it's that one? You're good.
Here, bite on this. Hold on.
Right. Well, we've only got a couple of minutes left, and there was one thing I wanted to touch on, and that's our sirens that we have around here and what it means when they're going off. So if you can explain, because I hear them go off, I don't know what it means.
So there's our sirens.
Lunchtime.
I was gonna say that. So when I was, you know, ever since I've been here and hearing the sirens go off, they were installed back in the early 90s. I think it was 93, 94 they put in. There was 32 to start. You know, there's about 24 that are actually functional now. And what we did back in 2017 is the cities agreed to take theirs on. So if they sit in the city limits of any of the municipalities, the cities are maintaining those. Okay. The counties maintain the ones that are sitting out in the rural areas, things like that. So ours are kind of different. If you're new to the area, the warning and the all clear are actually backwards from what the actual national warning and all clear is. So those are set off from our 911 center. When you hear the new lunch bell, as a lot of people like to call it, that is us exercising the system to make sure the batteries just stay functional. Okay. The sirens, you know, we have to do that, and we do that every day at noon. It goes on for 1 minute, and then it shuts off. Now, if you hear it a little longer, it's probably because there is a default siren somewhere, and that's how it pretty much works. Is if there's a bad one, it defaults, and it'll continuously set them off until we disable them manually. Okay. And so the way it works is, you know, if there's a tornado coming in the area, we only sound them off for tornadoes. That's the only way you'll ever hear them besides at noon. If we didn't send them off at noon, then they'd go on one day for 7 minutes. And I don't think anyone would want to hear that for
yeah,
7 minutes.
not.
Everyone would definitely be freaking out. We get people calling all the time, you know, oh, what's going on? What's going on? You know, and it's broad daylight out, you know, not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
And they're hearing this thing at noon. Like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just, you know, it's exercising the equipment, not a big deal.
Okay. Very good.
But like I said, those are set off from our 911 center. And then if you hear the all clear and does everyone know what that is? The all, you know which one the all clear is? Solid. So if you hear that one, everything's good. You know, I know my dad when I was younger always used to go out in the carport and look up, and he just examine the sky. You know, see what he could see in the dark. But if you hear that all clear, you're good to go. The other one, the high low, that's the warning.
Okay. Well, you got about 30 seconds left, and I forgot you had some local events if you just want to run down through them real quick.
Yeah, just real quick. The Red, White, and Blue Festival is coming up June 23rd through the 24th there at ASU. The parade, rodeo, car show, concerts, fireworks, and then Henderson fireworks and Bull Shoals fireworks July 3rd and 4th. And then don't forget about the 2024 April 8th solar eclipse.
All right.
So 3 minutes of darkness.
Very cool. Thank you for coming on. It was
Appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with Bob Rechtenwald. Y'all have a great day.